Jeffrey Dahmer soaked in blood.
The Unabomber blowing up.
Waco, Texas, and Heaven's Gates.
Aliens modified, meant for mapes.
Hitler faked his death and then escaped.
Bigfoot and the Mothman.
Son of Sam talking to dogs again.
Witches,
Ghosts and goblins.
mysterious noise and hauntings.
Dark arts in the skull and bones.
Most celebrities are probably cloned.
So if you're feeling all alone,
Crack a beer and get stoned.
I welcome you to the podcast Strange Brew.
We're here to entertain you.
We're here to entertain you.
It's about to get strange.
Look who's back.
Say what you want about pedophiles, but at least they drive slow in school zones.
I feel like you've said that one.
Did
I feel
You
like
think
you've
so?
said that one. Welcome back. Billy is in the studio.
Hey, what's up?
Billy is in the
Oh.
studio. How's New Brunswick?
So boring. It's
Is
so boring, man. So everything closes at 5. If you need to do something, like you need to leave work to do it. So it's super not convenient. Everyone's aware of that though, and they're pretty cool with just letting you leave work. Sundays are a no-go. Nobody
The churchgoers, right?
yeah, nothing's open Sundays, and even like the bigger stores like Walmart would be closed at like 5 on Sunday. And it's
Weird.
like, this is kind of fucking lame. Grocery
Is there
stores all
nothing but
close at
East
5 on
Indians
Sunday.
working there? Like
There's
down here?
one East Indian in that whole town.
Wow, that's
There's
kind of
none.
nice.
Well, no, it's all bitchy old white people. They're
I'd
all
rather
crank-
have that.
They're all cranky, you think, and then it's a different fucking annoying.
So now you're back in Ontario for a couple days. Ontario Bull.
Yeah, just grab my card,
Yeah.
and then I head back down
Right up, you mean?
over, I guess.
I guess kind of. Up and over?
It's like it's barely north from here. It's
I would
pretty-
probably like that because
pretty
I'd go out
linear.
hunting. I'd just become like a fucking country bumpkin.
Well, that's the thing though too. Unless you're native, like hunting's really only like maybe a week and a half out of the year that you're
All right, well, I
allowed to
know.
go hunting. and
Well,
not
you could
even
just
that.
do it and tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, that's how you
Do not comply.
charged.
Yeah, this is a fake gun, everybody. I'm not
Do
gonna
not
I'm not gonna
comply.
flash real guns on the fucking on the
He doesn't have
podcast.
real guns.
I will soon.
I
Don't
will.
worry.
I'll have them.
I'll have them. I'm gonna start going hunting, get my hunting license, and living off the grid in the best ways that I can. I'm building a garden very soon. We got everything really pretty much ready for it. So
Okay.
I plan on just trying to not depend on the government for as much things as I possibly can.
That's a good idea.
The wife was like, if you can take care of a kid, the dog, and a garden, she's like, then you can get chickens. And I was like, all right, well, we'll try to fucking work
I
that
still
out.
want a pig. I'm gonna get a pig now. Nothing's stopping me.
That's crazy, man. I
I
think
want
that's
a pig so bad.
Denied.
Just think of a pig.
I don't
just,
think you
like,
should get a
going-
pig.
I'm gonna name him Mr. Oinkers, and he's gonna be good.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I want to do it. Not like a full size, like a house pig. I'm not getting like a fucking bloody goddamn 3,000 pound. How
Yeah,
much
but
do
the
you
thing
think
is,
pigs
they
weigh?
do
Like
they
full-fledged
not
pigs?
do they not grow bigger than what you
Well,
think they're
like,
going
they'll,
to?
They'll get a little bit big, but they're not going to be as big as like an outside like bacon pig.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm very sure.
No, that's not true. They'll get as big as an outside pig.
No, you can get mini pigs.
No way. They've bred them to be
Yeah.
small. I don't think they could do that yet.
You can get mini pigs, house pigs.
That's fucking
They call
weird,
it.
man.
But like they're still large. Like once they grow up, they're still pretty big. They're just not like bacon-sized pigs.
Wow. Well, that's weird. Billy wants a pig. We'll call him Pilly.
Oh, he's
Piggy.
oinkers.
Biggie. Oh, there you go.
I made a joke. Everybody's telling me not to do it, so I just like doubled down. I'm like, nope. And now I'm getting 3. It's gonna be oinkers, boinkers, and schnoinkers.
That's ridiculous.
Just keep going.
I don't think you need a pig, and if you're going to, you have to eat him when he dies, though.
Fuck that. No,
Are you
there'll be
sure?
so much love there. I'm not doing.
But you
that.
know how much
don't
you know how
care.
good the meat will taste because you loved it first. Imagine if you had chickens that you loved and you killed one, and you're like, well, now you feed me the circle of life. The circle of life.
I'll fed you with eggs.
Yeah, well, that's true. And then you eat it. If your chickens die, you got to eat it as long as they're not like diseased or anything.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
So this will be this is going to be pretty fun, everybody. This is a crazy episode. So everyone get prepared because we're talking about human hunting parties, the Ninth Circle, and the Red Shoe Club. So get ready because this is going to be exciting. Billy's got
Someone's got
his
some red
tactical
shoes.
knife in front of him. I have my fake BB gun. We have the bow on the wall. We're ready to go hunting. We're going to hunt humans, everybody. That's the plan.
You've had this for so fucking.
I know. I actually have 2. One ran out of blood.
Oh, did it?
It's one of those like
that's what I was
screen
just
knives for all
looking
the
at, and I was
audio
like, "Where did?
listeners.
How is that not
It
like
dried
dried
up
up?"
on the
Yeah.
other one, so I had to buy another one. I like it. It's fun, and I got a lot of stupid knickknacks and junk for this podcast that I switch out. So, but let's get into it. In 2004, gotta bring it up a bit. But so essentially, this is one of in a series of articles taken from eyewitness testimonies before the International Common Law Court Justice in Brussels. 5 international judges are examining evidence of child rape, torture, murder, kidnapping, allegedly done by a global elite members of the Ninth Circle Satanic child sacrificing cult network.
That's not good. That's
This
a hell
gets
of a tongue
deep.
twister.
But just remember,
I love you, Jesus. I want you to walk with me.
gotta love Jesus, because if you don't, I guess you're satanic, you know? I don't know what to believe anymore.
Well,
Like I said,
kind of.
I expressed to Brett on the Book of Revelations episode. I was like, "Who's Krishna then? Who's all these other deities and stuff like that?" But I do value the Christians out there that are fighting against this, like Stu Peters and stuff like that, because that guy is a G and does not care about what he says, obviously, because he's gonna put himself on the cross. He's gonna have people put him on a cross and then throw stuff at him, because Stu Peters says some stuff.
He's gonna kill himself?
No. I feel like the elites will maybe come after him at some point.
What's he doing?
Calling out a lot of the stuff that's going on overseas and here.
But what does that have to do with him being crucified?
Oh, just because you know what they did to Jesus. You know who did it, right? Remember?
Oh, you remember that was a thing.
According to people, but who knows?
Did you know that Jesus loves you?
Why do you have so many of those?
From the Book of Revelations. I don't have
Oh.
time to change them. So yeah, and technically we're talking about a satanic child sacrifice cult. So regular Ninth Circle child sacrifices were said to take place in the catacombs of the Catholic cathedrals in the Vatican, on private estates and groves, and the government military bases in Belgium, Holland, Spain, Australia, France, England, and the USA.
Our places.
At least 34 child mass graves sites were identified in Ireland, Spain, and the great land
America.
of Canada.
Of
Not so
Canada.
great anymore. It used to be, but we're bigger India now. Because are we bigger than India? Or are we the same? Actually, I feel like that's.
I'm pretty confident that we had like a conversation between us that said we should stop talking about things like this.
Why?
And like within 7 minutes, we've done a lot of no-nos.
It's true. It's true.
It's been up for 7 minutes.
I know. Is India bigger than Canada or smaller than Canada? Canada's bigger than India. Technically,
I think Canada's bigger than India.
But we have like people are like, it's so big, and it's like, no, we can't live on a fucking huge portion of it.
No, you can live there.
Yeah, you can live there. You'll be very cold, and you'll probably
Get a bunch of
die.
wood stoves. And
Yeah.
you're good.
Live in an igloo, you know.
You're good. No wood
And-
stove.
and refused supposedly refused excavation by the respective governments, the Crown of England and the Catholic Church. Named as present in the Ninth Circle activities were Pope Francis, former Pope Ratzinger, so that's like the former guy.
Ratzinger.
Yeah, he's got a fun name. Anglican, United Church of Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, the Anglican Church, United Church of Canada, and the Catholic Church officials, including cardinals, members of European royalty, including the Queen, Prince Philip, officials of the Canadian, Australian, and the UK and the US military governments, including the USA CIA, plus prominent government ministers, judges, politicians, businessmen from the USA, Belgium, Holland, Canada, Australia, France, Ireland, and the UK. So a lot of people are taking place in the sport of hunting humans. So, and have you ever seen the movie The Hunt?
Yeah.
Or Ready or Not? It's,
I have seen that. I think they showed us that in school, actually.
No, this is too new. You didn't watch this in school.
Well, that's the one
most
where they
dangerous
do
game.
That's the one where they do the fox runs, but with people instead.
That was the most dangerous game. Is that what you're talking about?
It was the fox run, but with people instead.
This one?
Fuck, dude. It was in school. I watched it.
Because the most dangerous game is an older movie that is based.
Same thing. Well, people go running and they're like, "We do have a 30-minute head start," and then they just drink their tea and they get.
You
up
saw
and they're
that
like,
in school?
Yeah.
That's a weird school you went to, bro.
Well, it was history class, I think.
See if I can find.
I think.
Yeah, The Hunt. The Hunt was actually a pretty good movie, and so was Ready or Not. So The Hunt was the idea that the elites are hunting human beings, but they
Honestly,
also give them weaponry.
Maybe I watched it with you one day.
It maybe did. And then
feel like it was in
you've seen
school.
Ready or Not, right? Where she gets. This is
I
a
don't
great
remember,
movie,
man.
dude. You would like this movie.
Mm.
She essentially marries this guy into this kind of, he's got a rich family.
Okay.
And then they do this kind of ritual where they draw a card, and it's been good for, years and stuff like that. And they've had to do it in the past, but everyone's been lucky. So they're kind of like this rich family that plays, you get bored when you're rich. You've said that,
Yeah,
so
for
then,
sure.
but she draws the wrong card, and then the family has to go hunt her, even though the husband doesn't want it to happen, but still is forced to
drew the card.
participate. Yeah.
You did it.
So it's pretty crazy. So, and I believe that this human season officially opening, it's like a deer going to shoot a kid. It looks like,
They so would if they could.
I know 100%. I believe this stuff is quite possible that this stuff could exist. And we'll get into it too, because there's a lot of homeless people that go missing. Outreach workers concerned about homeless men are going missing from downtown Toronto.
Ooh.
I was just pulling up a couple articles last night about this, but
Going missing or just dying at that point, right? Like,
now, since May, there's been about 12 or 13 individuals who have vanished without a trace.
what do you mean missing? Like, you're homeless? Who cares?
Because
about you
other
enough
homeless people notice it.
Oh, your friends. Your
So
homeless
there
friends.
was a
makes
guy
sense.
that was like, I don't know how you have a cell phone, bro, but he's like a homeless dude that lives like outside, and I don't know how. He does videos near Tim Hortons. I don't know how he does this, and he posts videos about the homeless encampments and stuff in, like, I think LA and New York and stuff like. I think LA, because I think that's where he's from. And he said that his friends were going missing every time they went to the shelter. His friends kept going missing. This one lady, she's always at this corner no matter what. And he's like, she disappeared. Her tent was still there. Everything, all her quotations belongings were gone.
Wow.
So, and nobody knows why. But the thing is, I even looked up this Reddit article, not article, but just people bitching on Reddit. I hate Reddit though. But I've heard rumors of missing people in national parks, and there's a big problem with missing women in the Indigenous women in Canada, which is true. And people are like, I live in California. There's significantly less homeless people out there about right now than normal years. Maybe it's the weather. I've driven by abandoned carts full of homeless persons' gear, something that they wouldn't just leave. Makes me wonder if they got snatched up. There's a lot of weird people. People are starting to see it. Someone's commenting organ harvesting, because that's a real thing. It's a lot of money, man. The Israelis are digging up the Palestinians' dead bodies to take their organs from them, specifically the kids.
Yeah, it's like,
it's crazy, man.
Fuck, that's not a bad idea though. Like, I don't know if I'm against it.
Man.
No, like, I know it's horrible, but look, like, someone's dead.
Well, why they killed him though? Huh?
No. I'm not saying I support the reason they died. I'm saying like after they're dead. Like, fuck. Like, I don't.
Let's make money off their dead bodies.
If somebody,
according to Billy,
if it was money, that's a different story. But like, I just see like people can get literally saved from that. People that wouldn't have to die. Don't do that. I'm kind of having like an oddly serious point about it. No, but seriously, take that fucking off. I probably wouldn't be against it if they made like a full-fledged law that said you don't have to be an organ donor. If you die, we're taking your organs. Like,
who's that benefiting really?
The people that get them.
Like who? The elites?
The kids? That, like, your fucking little Timmy down the street needs a new set of fucking lungs, and Tom died, and he's like, "Don't touch my lungs," and he's like, "You're fucking dead, man."
Yeah, I know, I agree.
But
you're taking. I already told. My body will become mushrooms. I'm giving it to the land.
Well, yeah. After they cut,
I don't want. They're not taking my organs. I'm not signing up for any of that shit. I want to be put inside of a tree.
That's what I'm saying. If
and
like,
then the
mycelium you
can
didn't have to
me.
do that.
Yeah, I will become a mushroom.
I wouldn't fucking fight it.
I will become a mushroom. I microdose today. I'm going back to microdosing. I got a new strain called penis envy. I've never tried it.
I've heard about it. No, yeah, you.
No, I've never. So I've always said I've wanted to try it. It's the one strain of all the many that I've tried that I haven't yet.
Oh, okay.
And I found this other site where it's like, man, there's so many strains, man. It's like, I want to try them all, but it's like, it's not like smoking weed where you get high for like an hour or two. It's like, this is like hours of your day. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. And I believe that there is homeless people going missing. Me and Jeremy McKenzie were talking about this because I mentioned that we're going to dive into this episode eventually. And he's like, well, there's people going missing in the national parks like crazy. And he was like, there's a video in one of the national parks that this guy's like, I don't know what's down there. And it's like this tunnel. And he's like, people have gone in there and gone missing supposedly.
And came back out.
Yeah, imagine like you're like, what's in there? And then you hear, ah! like echo. That would be frightening. You know,
it's a Pokemon.
Yeah,
that's where they keep the Pokemon.
That's where they keep the Pokemon, Billy.
Yeah.
So the crazy thing is, you want them?
I'll believe in that.
They're gonna make those type of things, the hybrids and stuff like that.
Fucking Charizard.
They tried to create I think they tried to create a pig human. Pretty sure they did. Man bear pig.
He would be Mr. Oinkers.
I'm pretty sure they did try that shit. I keep bringing up, we're going to be doing a cloning episode at some point, and I'll wait till you're able to do it with us because it's like fairly interesting. I'm going to start watching docs for Patreon, so that's why you watch Patreon and subscribe to it because you can watch me watch really controversial documentaries. And
you watch me watch TV. I never fucking understood
people play video games.
That's what
you can watch me watch controversial documentaries.
I get it too. Like I always thought it was dumb watching other people play, but I get it if you're like super into it, right? Because the one comedian actually does a skit on that. He's like, I'm making fun of my child for watching this shit, and then he looks at me and he goes, "There's nothing wrong with it." He goes, "Yes, there is. Like, why don't you go play? You can go play that game. Why are you watching someone else play?" And he's like, "You can go play football, but you still watch that." And he's like, fuck, good point.
It's a good point. You know, rah for your fucking teams of young men. But then I didn't think of that. Where I was like, come on, guys. You guys are getting more fucking angry about sporting events and your team losing than you will when your government is R-wording you with taxes. So, well,
why did I have to think for a second?
This is only a portion of this is gonna be on YouTube, everybody. So everybody that's listening, you're prepared for a fun talk. But to get into the real nitty-gritty details of this episode and how disturbing it gets, go to Rumble, go to Strange Brew Podcast, support a platform with freedom of speech. You can get on an app now. You can put it on your TV. I have it on my. It's sick.
Rumble on the TV.
So when I work out,
Rumble's on the telly now.
Yeah. So I'm starting to work out again, and when I work out, I'm listening to Jerry McKenzie scream about how terrible the government is. I'm like, yeah, I just get motivated.
Fuck them.
So this is crazy. So teens were drugged, stripped naked, raped, not to mention that, hunted down in the woods and killed by European royals, according to this week's latest eyewitness testimony that they testified before the International Common Law Court of Justice in Brussels.
Ooh.
They strip these people naked, and then they're like, okay, start running. And then it's crazy.
You can't be hiding with your pants. We need to see your flesh.
And I don't know. I truly believe some of the stuff is possible. And then they drip feed it to me. They do this in movies and they show you what's actually happening and what's actually happened in history. Mm-hmm. And then, act like, oh, it's just a movie. So if anyone actually talks about it, it's like, you saw that in the movie, didn't you? It's like not actually real as they want to claim, but it's real, man.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
So what do you, would be you, right? If you're hunting for humans?
Oh, I'd be way cooler than that guy.
This guy, you'd be that guy.
Me and Chloe. There it is.
I should take that picture and then reface your face on it.
Can you reface Chloe's too?
Yeah, that'd be very. I wish I could do dogs. It'd be very fun. There's me.
There's you. It's like, Mr. Billy, do you know how to reload? I haven't done that yet.
My coat stops me from reloading. For all it's pictures, like vintage pictures of old hunters. The one guy is definitely Russian, and he's got a big, thick coat on there, bud.
Oh, it's cold.
Yep. So it's a pretty dangerous game.
There's your fucking real estate agent. It's like, buddy, you said you were gonna kill me, but didn't think like that.
So think about it. It's royalty like this. These people supposedly that are involved with this type of stuff. People, like you said, rich people get bored and they get themselves involved in horrendous shit. In my opinion, look what happened with P. Diddy's son. P. Diddler. You missed out on that. That was a fun time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's just
you guys had fun with that.
Oh yeah, it was fun. They're making fun of P. Diddy was one of my highlights of the last month.
There was actually, funny enough, speaking of the rich, this a little off topic, but it's a super neat story. So. Reading this book a while ago, it was it sounds like I'm already lying sometimes. Anyways, basically the premise of it was like how to kind of not be like materialistically like bound to things.
Yeah.
And so
That's
kind
hard.
of does one little snippet.
You have 2 vapes on the desk right now.
I know. One's almost dead. Anyways, kind of the snippet story of it anyway. And the one part that kind of stuck with me was, pardon me, it kind of went, this guy is super rich millionaire from North America, goes down to Mexico.
Yeah.
He sees this guy in Mexico, and all he does is every day he gets up, he's a fisherman, and he goes and he catches fish, and then he brings them back, and he gets X amount of dollars per fish or whatever. And then he goes, lives his life with his family.
Yeah.
And he's like, how many fish did you get? So I got caught about like 600 today. He's like, wow, you're really good at that. Like, if you wanted to come to North America, I could get you a business and we can make like a lot of money. He's like, okay. And then what? And he's like, well, you'll get a bigger boat and you'll have people and crews and we'll get more fish. He's like, okay. And then what? And he's like, well, and then eventually you'll get to the point where you don't have to work and you can just oversee the crews and they can all do it for you while you're still getting paid. And he's like, okay, then what? And he's like, well, then I guess you would come down to Mexico and live on a beach and spend time with your family. He's like, oh, like I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I know. It's all, and the thing is, right, you see this happening right now with the political class where they're all just making tons of money off of other people's backs, playing pretend in the government buildings. That's all they do. They're playing political theater, being like, I disagree with this guy, even though behind closed doors, I'm jerking. I don't know. I know he's going to
jerking him off.
I'm jerking him off.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. So this woman was the 4th witness to give accounts about these human hunting parties. Pretty crazy stuff, everybody. And these human hunting parties of the global elite 9th Circle Satanic child sacrificing cult network. A former member of the Netherlands criminal drug syndicate known as Octopus. That's what his name was, his code name, I guess.
It's a sick code name.
That's
sick.
Octopus. Come here, Octopus.
It's almost as cool as Snake.
Yeah, Snake. Yeah, that victims were obtained for these human hunting parties from juvenile detention centers in Belgium and Holland. So
Get rid of them.
Yeah, realistically, right? The criminals would make more sense if you're gonna hunt anybody, right? And
can we actually make that like an Olympic sport? All like the serial rapists and shit.
They did that. It was called Australia.
They put them all in Australia.
But realistically, why don't we do that? All the people that are like child molesters and rapists,
like
and
the
violent
worst
criminals,
of the worst.
Put them on an island by themselves. Don't let them get off. Right in the middle of anywhere. Put them on Jeffrey Epstein's island.
If you are able to get off, good on you. That was your punishment. This is your one chance at surviving.
They all put them on Epstein's island, Mossad Island, actually, what it should be called.
And if you do get off, you get captured, and then you just go to jail for the rest of your life.
No, then they go to Epstein Island. We all put them there, and then they realize that there's underground bunkers and shit, and they're like, "Whoa!" And then they like travel in this high tech new elevator that like shoots you across the world, and they're back in America.
Futurama.
Yeah, I think there's stuff like that exist.
I always wanted the portals, like the tubes that like suck air, and you just kind of like worm your way through as you're like crossing the city sideways.
So in 2004, this is according to the testimony, in 2004, I was an involuntary witness to torture, rape, and murder sessions of drugged children performed for a group of high-ranked people of the Netherlands, stated a woman. I was taken to a hunting party in Belgium, close to Brussels, where I saw 2 boys and a girl, aged 14 to 16, hunted and killed by the global elites. That's how dark this stuff is.
How did she get there?
She was an eyewitness, Octopus.
I know, but I mean, like, who let her in?
She
went, yeah, Mrs. Octopus. May I invite you? Here's your quarterly invitation to our meet and greet. Might be a little different than what you're used to.
So the human hunting party was heavily guarded by the Netherlands Royal Guards. I was told that King Albert of Belgium was present. 4 eyewitnesses confirmed that as children and youths were focused to attend the human hunting parties. So 4 eyewitnesses confirmed that as children and youths were forced to attend the human hunting parties where they and other children were raped and were some killed, and deceased boys' penises were cut off. That's disgusting. That's gross. But I believe it could take place,
Why after?
Well, and then they probably took their organs, right?
Or they wanted the penises, like, is that like a rabbit's foot, you think?
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
it's like a souvenir.
Yeah. Well,
You
lucky
know?
souvenir.
Yeah, and then everyone that lost their foreskin, they want to get it back for some reason. You're like, wow, we made a mistake, and they're like trying to put it back on.
Shit's not as clean as it used to be.
So yeah, pretty crazy. Allegedly, there was a Dutch countryside palace where boys' penises were on display like trophies on walls.
Ugh.
Whoa, that is fucking some crazy intense shit.
You
man.
think like it would just like shrivel up to be like almost dehydrated at that point, right? Because
Yeah,
you have,
like
you have
beef
no more
jerky.
blood. Yeah.
Yeah,
You wouldn't even really know what it is.
yeah. I don't, man.
I was thinking like, yeah, beef jerky,
Jeffrey
but
Dahmer had penises in a box, and they still look like penises.
it's my dick in a box.
Sorry, you're trying to think of something.
Well, I was gonna say it's my penis in the box, but it was too long. I was like, oh, we'll just go with this.
Some hunting parties were hosted on the grounds of the Belgian Queen Beatrix Palace. Dutch therapist Toos, his name is Toos, Toos, Nininus. Sure, I don't know how to pronounce last names. I'm never going to. It's Nijenhius, whatever. Claimed that as a 4-year-old, she was forced to witness murders of children that involved Pope Ratzinger, a Dutch Catholic cardinal, plus the father of the Netherlands, Belgian Queen Beatrix, and the Bilderberg founder, Dutch Crown Prince Elfrink Bernard.
Bernard.
Bernhard is his name. Bernhard. I saw the
Like
former
fucking
Pope.
NASCAR.
I saw the former Pope Joseph Ratzinger murder a little girl. Another witness confirmed it was at a French chateau in the fall of in 1987. It was ugly, horrible, and didn't happen just once. Zinger and Bernhard were some of the more prominent men who took part. It's crazy because it could definitely exist. Because like I said, these people get bored, and guess what? They start doing murdering people because, why not?
Murder on my mind.
Just ready for a good hunt, bro. So pretty crazy.
It's like the ultimate like fuck you too. It's like I'm
Yeah.
so much more superior.
I have so much more
Your
money.
life means nothing.
I think they go by, because like rich people don't really. If you're rich, you're in the club kind of thing. But I wonder if there's like bets taken, like and stuff like that, and if you can, who's the first one to shoot the blackie, who's the can you get whitey?
You got a fucking bingo card there. You'd be like pigtails.
Yeah.
Oh, that got
Yeah.
dark.
Well, technically, it claims that it is children. So in Ireland and Spain and Canada, 34 child mass graves were discovered and appeared to be linked to the Ninth Circle activities. The largest was the Mohawk Indian Residential School in Brantford, Ontario.
Yeah.
Whoa! And eventually we'll be talking
We all
about
know.
that on the
We
show.
all know about that now.
That's
but,
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And we are still not digging up the remains. Where child remains were identified in 2008 before the Catholic Church, the Canadian government, and the English Crown shut down the dig by professional archaeologists. And there's like there's a guy.
Like we don't need to go deeper.
No.
I think we all know what's there.
There was a guy that was specifically like not involved, but like he was trying to investigate this stuff. I remember watching a video of him talking about how like deep it really goes and how they're hiding a bunch of stuff. And this is like years and years ago when we first started the show.
Mhm.
And I always wanted to cover it and stuff like that. But Billy, you're the first to go. Sorry.
Nah, that's fine. I don't want to be here anymore.
Remember, fake gun, YouTube. It's not real. It is a pellet gun. You fucking censorship, Nazi, whatever, communist, whatever the fuck you guys are. I know what it is. They call it YouTube.
That's like you get on the case with the gun and then you say something that they're like, yeah, man, that's all I
Yeah.
needed.
I didn't say that. I said YouTube, okay?
Oh.
I said boob tube. I said something that you don't even know what I said, okay? It's
Right,
all in
yeah.
your head. Everyone is crazy except for me. All right?
Gaslighting isn't even real.
yeah. So true. So I don't know. I you know what I really wanted to get like a double barrel shotgun or a break action one where it's like the two.
Oh, I love those.
And
yeah.
I was like, it's sick. And then Brett's like, you know how much recoil those things have? And I was
Yeah.
like, but it would be cool to have in a collection. And he's like, yeah, but he's like, it'll blow off your fucking arm because it's so like there's so much kick to
Yeah.
it. I'm like, but
powerful,
it
man.
looks cool.
Yeah,
You know?
I always like the double barrels too.
Yeah, it's cool. And the break ones are fucking sick too looking. But like at the same time, right? It's a very powerful gun. And then, I couldn't imagine that's why, these gangsters in Compton are not like shooting shot off shotguns with one hand and stuff. Your like wrist would break.
Like, yeah, our little hooker pistols are fine. It works. It's a gun. It's cheap.
Yeah. The 2013 ICLCJ court had found Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip guilty for the October 10th, 1964 disappearance of 10 native children from the Catholic residential school in Kamloops, British Columbia.
Philip, why did you do that? Philip,
They were doing it together.
Philip, don't put my name on that. It's a you thing.
Now she's dead. There's another article I found specifically about how deep the residential schools goes in Kamloops. So there's stuff coming in the show that will probably be exclusive for Rumble and podcast platforms. So in the first 2 weeks of 2014, court witnesses identified Dutch and Belgian royal participants in the rape and killing of Mohawk children and newborns.
So fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy that this
terrible.
stuff happens, and the more we expose it, the more that we expose the people that are truly doing this stuff. Probably people that run our governments and stuff like that. Who knows?
Why are we even trying to be on YouTube anymore?
I know. Well, don't worry, it's fine.
What's the point?
I know, because everything gets censored and stuff like that, and it is weird. If we were doing this stuff, especially the content we're doing, and we
10,
do have a
15
lot of
years ago.
fans. Like 5-10 years ago, it would have caught on. We'd have hundreds and thousands probably of subscribers, but YouTube keeps us at this baseline. It's like we're being shadow banned 1,000% because it's very weird how it works out like that. Like I do the best, catchiest, thumbnails that people will click on. Whoa, like even the Taylor Swift episode, that should have caught on a lot of attention because people are so hooked on that chick.
Yeah.
And it did okay, but nowhere near what I thought it was going to do. And that's the problem, but it did really well on Rumble. So that's the issue is you need to support these platforms. Even if it's done well on BitChute, it's a couple hundred bunch of hundred views on BitChute. Nobody uses that shit. So it's crazy how BitChute we can get more views on there than YouTube, the open platform that everybody is uses, but it's because it's owned by Google. And who owns Google? I wonder. Start following the money, people. Go down the rabbit hole. Join me. Hold my hand.
We should start like spreading it out. So like get Chelsea to post an episode, and then I'll post an episode and like from different accounts.
I might
see if
start
something-
trying to. It's so
Yeah.
funny because
like not from your computer.
No, I know.
Different.
I know.
devices.
Get a VPN. I have a VPN anyways, but thing is I should start trying to do that a little more often, or maybe start a new channel to start firing things out there. Because it's funny, Jeremy McKenzie is always getting pulled from YouTube, even though he keeps trying.
Okay.
And he was like, it has to be somebody because he's had channels. He's like, oh, this one lasted 9 hours, and he'll keep doing it. He's like, now I'm just going to keep doing it. I'm going to reach 100. He's got 13, 14 bans, and for no reason. They don't give him a reason. They just shut down his account. And he's like, I'm sure I could sue someone about this if I cared or had the time to. And then he was like, the one channel lasted up till Saturday. And he's like, so it means that it's not an algorithm thing. It's someone that he's like, has to go in and be like, oh, he made another channel and delete it. So he's like, I'm going to keep doing this. And I was like, this is your job now to delete me. He's like, this is what you have to do. This is your life. You have to find me and delete my many channels I'm going to keep creating because I'm fucking arrogant and I don't give a shit. Like he's saying, he's ruthless. He doesn't care. Right. And that's how YouTube is. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. It targets certain things, certain activity, certain freedom of speech, man. You have to, if you're gonna live in a free country, you should have freedom of speech wherever it is, even online. If people want to think different things, it should be okay.
Mhm.
When do we start having to like everything? Everything has to be you have to like everything. No, I don't. I don't have to like everything. Eat a dick. So
it's not that you have to like everything. It's that you just aren't allowed to
everything's
like.
got to be inclusive.
Well, you're not allowed to like be mean about the things you don't like. That's kind of what they're at.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you need to be mean.
Sometimes people do need to get told right where to fucking go, for sure.
And I was telling this,
But, yeah.
we have this like a younger kid doing co-op, and he used to give me the finger, and I was like, be careful who you do that to. I was like, I called a kid a goof when I was 15. I got jumped by 5 guys. I was like, I asked the guy to fight me, but he wouldn't. And I got jumped by 5 people. They pulled a knife out of me and all that shit. So I was like, be careful.
You don't say that either.
I didn't even say it to him. I said it to this girl that I was friends with, and then she told him, and then I was going to go smoke a blunt with these people that I thought I knew and were friends with. And then I started seeing people hiding behind trees. And I was like, who the fuck is that behind the tree? And then 5 guys came out. I was like, are you this guy? And I was like, yeah. And they started beating the shit out of me. And I couldn't stop it.
Sounds like a movie.
I know. It literally was like a movie. I've never experienced anything like that where I've been jumped. I've gotten to fights and stuff like that.
Like, you just see them all like, they're like, they got there like 6 hours early and they're like, don't move from here.
Yo, it was like that. As soon as I started noticing them, they all stepped out. I thought I was like,
yeah, we're cut.
my buddy Mike, because my buddy Mike back in the day was with me, and they pulled a knife on him, saying for him not to jump in because Mike was a pretty tough kid. And it's just funny. Mike's like, you're high. I was like, no, there's somebody behind that fucking tree, and they're just sitting there waiting with the blunt. And I was like, something's going on. And you could tell that the chick probably felt like sketchy about it and stuff like that. I'm like, you scumbags. And those kids, I guarantee, are all in jail right now. I guarantee it. Almost all of them.
Dead.
Yeah, that's true. They probably are. These kids were like not good people. So they name
you think?
Yeah, they name all these people. Named were Bernhard, King Hendrik, the Queen of Holland, I guess. A lot of people were attending these human hunting parties.
Ooh.
Alleged to be present during these human hunting parties were late Prince John Fizzo. Nice.
Fizzo.
Yeah. And his wife, Mabel Weiss Smith.
Mabel Fizzle.
Yeah. No, her name is Mabel Smith.
What? But
Mabel,
she's royalty and she didn't take his name?
No. They don't do
they
that.
not do that?
I don't know. I don't know what they do in fucking Holland and shit.
Oh.
Former ministers, the top man of the Dutch army, the secretary, the undersecretary of Rad van State in the Netherlands, the viceroy. That sounds like some fucking Star Wars shit. Viceroy. That's actually in Star Wars, but Viceroy next to the Queen Beatrix and other global business and political leaders, including some from the U.S. Surely the present King Willem Alexander and King Philip and their wives were known about the abuse and the murder of children, said one eyewitness. They do nothing about it and likely are the ones that could stop investigations and prosecutions and all that stuff, like, because there's people that are in power. So I'm always like, you think that there's good people in power? No, there's greedy, money hungry, evil people, because realistically there's people with more influence, more money, more time than I have, and they could speak out and change things and help push things. But no, everyone's bought and paid for, and you will reap what you sow, people. Don't worry, you will reap what you sow. It's what it's all about.
Got it.
That Tomas is shady.
Listen, Linda.
Watched a lot of retarded people. Spent time with them, observed them.
Like, we're not even trying to get on this. Like, why are we doing this?
Don't worry, we're gonna be switching off soon.
It's
so
not even worth it.
It's worth it, everybody. Say hello, because we love you. It's fine because they'll let some stuff slide, but as soon as you mention any medical thing or
it's like false info.
Yeah. Because there's literally people paid to sit there behind a computer and be like, this is misinformation. No, it's not. What you spread is misinformation. So in January 2014, the brother of the King of Holland, Prince John, it's John, but it's Johan Frizzo, passed away in a coma after these 3 Dutch language websites shown here reached the internet. The websites revealed that Frizzo was the human hunting. It was at human hunting and killing parties. The story came on the internet a few years after of them trying to move the policy and justice department in the Netherlands to act against these criminals. An eyewitness said nobody did anything to stop these crimes, probably because Queen Beatrix and King Albert likely interfered with the investigations.
Good chance, I assume.
Yeah,
I assume they wouldn't just let them fucking be like, I hope they don't know that we were there.
That's crazy, because like if we behaved like our government does, we'd all be in jail. The amount of like scandals that our prime minister has done, like, it's just it's crazy. It's so crazy, and then nothing's being done about it. If this was the 60s and this stuff was going on, I doubt actually anyone would do anything, because people were more conditioned even back then. But I think people would be in an uprising. They'd be like, come on, how many fucking foreign interferences and all this shit that has to go on, and then CSIS is horrible at their jobs, or like our FBI, and it's just like. And then he's like, yeah, I don't even listen to the reports because I don't think they know what they're doing. That's what he said on the testimony, our prime minister. And it's just like, so you didn't even listen to the people that are supposed to be like your FBI, your like intelligence department. Very recently. So he testified that he doesn't even read the reports. And it's the same people that said that Diagonalon was the people behind the Freedom Convoy and were domestic terrorists and all this shit. And it was a bunch of bullshit. They're chasing around a fucking goat figurine, man. It's like absurd the shit that like Canada is happening in this country. So it's pretty crazy. So these human hunting parties were said to take place on the grounds of the Belgian Queen Beatrix Palace in the Netherlands. 2 witnesses have named former Pope Joseph, as we said, Joseph Ratzinger, and the Queen Beatrix, father of the deceased Prince Alfred Berhard, as we said, were present at the child sacrifice. Both were said to be Nazi sympathizers. Or maybe communists, who knows? But this ICLCJ, the court, whatever that's the people that are investigating. The court received a collection of Jesuit archival records about child sacrificial cult known as the Knights of Darkness.
Jesuits.
Jesuits. Whoops.
What is Jesuits?
Jesuits is like an order of like the Vatican. I'm pretty sure they're like assassin type people.
Cool.
So to speak, they're like a cult.
Okay.
I'll look it up quick. I can't remember the exact thing. I should know this because we're eventually going to cover this on the show, and I've been looking into stuff like this. But they're a faction. Jesuit member of Society of Jesus, a Roman Catholic order, religious men founded, blah, blah, blah. So it's like just it's a cult.
Okay.
That's what it is. They did some horrible things.
Gotcha, okay.
They supposedly, it's just so funny because these people claim to like, I love Christ, but do you? But you're doing horrible things. You're assassinating
They're saying
people.
in the name, right?
Yeah, it's true.
You can do anything you want as long as you think that that's what God wanted.
I know, crazy. And the records show that Ratzinger, one of the popes, was identified as a member of the Knights while working as an SS chaplain's, whatever, an assistant at Ravensbrück, the concentration camp in Germany. So the records also state that Ratzinger participated in child sacrificial rituals using kidnapped children from camps or political prisoners. Because why not use them, right?
You might as well. It's free labor.
Yeah. Just wait, man. Wait till you're forced into gulags.
Until I'm forced there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be the last one, man. I'm in New Brunswick.
I know. I'll be coming up there.
This place, for somebody that doesn't like the government as much as he doesn't like, you're living in the worst spot.
I know.
Possible.
I know. I can't help it. It's because we have too much family around here. I can't.
Sure, you can.
I can't.
If you cared that much, you could.
I know. I can't though. I can't leave my family. You know.
I did.
I know. You did.
Fuck them. I'm just joking.
Fuck you, Billy. Now I will.
You can visit.
I know,
don't
but
see
I
another
would,
day
I
anyway.
would, I would not want to live here. But we have a good
You
piece
got a
of
good setup.
a little good setup for what it is now, and but who knows in the future. Another. Get off the internet. The fuck? Okay,
was
god
weird.
damn it. I have to cut that shit.
Oh, I
man.
should have just fucking like. Oh fuck.
On YouTube. Okay, I'll have to cut that now because that's gonna bother me. But another court document called the magisterial. Okay, why can I not pronounce this word right now? Right? Magistrali. I don't know. Whatever. It's
I don't know.
the privilege indicate child sacrifice was a regular occurrence at the Vatican. So this claims a court document that there was regular child sacrifices at the Vatican. Does not surprise me at all. At the tender age of 12, Savi, a San Francisco County, Californian, claimed she was brought to the catacombs beneath the Vatican to witness the sacrifice of a 3-year-old drugged boy.
Oh,
In this video, her interviewer said that 24 years prior to Mary, quotations because these are just probably their code names or whatever, told him she witnessed another satanic child sacrifice rite in the same Vatican catacombs. Well, eventually we talk about that stuff at some point, but
same but different.
Oh, ew.
That's a good one.
Very
That's
gross.
that's gonna be useful for a while.
It's very disgusting, though. So last week, an Irish police investigator reported to the ICLCJ court that close to 800 babies buried in a Catholic nun's septic tank were dismembered. I remember hearing about this shit.
Fucking what?
I heard about this. Whoa! I remember when
Oh, that was that was the U button. You changed it on
yes,
me.
I did. It's like we are laughing.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah,
800 in her fucking septic.
I heard about this too. It's a real thing.
Do you understand that most, like, I'm assuming hers is a little larger,
Yeah.
but like
The Catholic nun.
do you know the size of a septic tank, like on average?
Yeah, it's like it's not that big.
Yeah, it's like that. That's all it is. Like 800. How big was this fucking septic tank? Like, this is at her personal property.
Yeah, I guess it says buried in a Catholic nun's septic tank were dismembered, decapitated. It disclosed
even that too. Like, to find it, like that would all deteriorate.
Yeah, but they proved some of their skulls and bones and stuff like that. And it was
Yeah,
800 babies buried in a Catholic nun's septic tank were dismembered, decapitated, and in bits and pieces. Signs that they could have been murdered in a satanic child ritual.
How do they get put in the septic? They got literally flushed down the toilet. Like, they would have to cut it. That, like, how do you put something in a septic tank? Like, it's already
Maybe they hid
buried.
it there. It's like a poopy's already going there, so why not just throw some decaying bodies in there?
So they had to
They may think the poopy
dig it
will-
up, open it up.
Yeah, maybe they think the poopy will like eat it up faster. You know what I mean? Do you think if you put like a dead body in poop, it would erode faster or less?
Well,
fast?
it's not the poop. So when you build a septic tank, and it's so fucking weird, I know this now because I'm living in New Brunswick. When you get a septic tank, like, and it's fresh and clean,
Yeah.
you want, like, one of your best bets is like throw like a dead chicken in there or something. So
Yeah.
you throw something dead, it gets the maggots going.
Oh,
And then
that's
once the
fucking
maggots start
gross.
getting going, that's what eats down your septic before
Yeah.
you empty it. So it's not just like filling it immediately. Like, you can go like years and
That's
years without
disgusting.
emptying your septic tank because, like, if it's good and maggoty.
That's fucked up. So in the last 2 months, the ICLCJ court has heard these heart-wrenching testimonies about rape, torture, and murder of children as recent as 2010 by the Catholic leaders, European royal family members, and other global elites. Murder sites of the Ninth Circle Satanic child sacrifice cult were said to be in the catacombs of the cathedrals, including the Vatican, and on private estates, military establishments, groves in Belgium, Holland, Spain, as we said, all these places.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming, all the evidence that was discovered and a number of new testimonies coming forward. And this is what's happening is things are being revealed. It seems like that's another word for the apocalypse. And a lot of stuff is starting to be revealed about the people that really control our world and what is really actually going on. And about this Ninth Circle Satanic child sacrifice cult activities and what they're actually doing. At some point, we'll maybe dive deeper into the Ninth Circle, which we're kind of going to get to in the next part of this episode. They have uncovered the Ninth Circle Satanic cult members' possibly involvement in international child sacrifice, kidnapping, exploitation, and drug rings. The 5 international judges and 27 jury members were expected to remain in session for at least a year due to the complexity of the case. Amnesty has been offered to the citizens or employees of the Vatican. Of course, it has. We'll forgive you. It's fine. Fuck you. Crown of England, churches, and governments willing to give sworn testimony if they can add evidence to the global elites and the maybe suspect of them committing crimes. Rewards up to 10,000 euros or around $13,000 US where it was available through the this court. And I didn't give it, but they actually give like the number in the site for these courts. And if you want to, so you can look up the ICLCJ court.
The case or whatever.
So they have over 450 common law peace officers in 13 countries with 51 local charter groups operating. Pretty crazy. And we'll see if this actually goes anywhere, but
You're acting as if there is no heaven or hell.
Why don't you act
Well,
this
I've
way?
got news for you.
You're right.
There is most definitely a hell. And you're all going to go there when you die, which is in about 15 minutes.
Holy shit, we really are gonna die!
Pretty crazy. So everybody watching
I
this
thought you
on
said
YouTube.
that was the real Pope.
Well, it was Little Nicky dressed up as the Pope, right?
I thought you meant legit.
So you know what? This is for you, YouTube.
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
All right. Now, everybody watching this, go to Rumble, subscribe to Strange Brew Podcast. We would appreciate greatly support freedom of speech platforms because we're about to switch over to some very dark, disturbing stuff. So, bye, YouTube.
Felicia.